Hello! This is the second video in the series of how to use the control panel to add content to your website. Under Posts, there's something called Categories. Click on Categories. You can change any of these, delete them all and start over if you like. They're just some categories that I added so you'd have some. Quick edit. All it lets you edit is the name and the slug, which is the URL, which is what will show up in the address bar if you want to access this category and show all of the posts related to this category. Full-on edit, in addition to the slug and the name, lets you choose the parent. In this case, we're going to put it under video. As you can see, I haven't added any tags yet. When you add a post, the categories are listed here, and the tags, you can have an unlimited amount of tags. I haven't set up any tags as default. So if you feel like adding tags to your videos or your blogs, then just start doing it. Here's the table with all the posts. This table sometimes has more information than what you see here. But here on the top you can see screen options, and click on that to get rid of stuff, which I have done. Here it's enough, I think, to just basically show the title, what categories it's in, comments. If you allow comments on your site, it will show you how many comments are per page here. That's useful information. And the date. Mainly the date I want to be able to be viewed so that I can sort by date, so that I get the most recent posts on top. Okay, so this is the table of the posts you have so far. And from here you can do the quick edit, which gives you a lot of options here. You can change the categories if you want. You can change the status from draft to published, or whatever. If there's more than one person working on your blog or website, and there's only one person that is allowed to approve them, but the other people can write them and then leave them in this status here until they're approved, then that's what that's for. But if there's only one person, then that category is really never used. It's either a draft or it's published. Make this post sticky. We don't use currently, but it's potentially useful to keep one post always on the top of your website, always on the front page. For example, a campaign or something like that. But most of the time, you will leave this unchecked. You will allow comments, I'm guessing, and you will not need this password protected. You'll want it public so that it will show up on the front page. A slug is the URL that will go to this. The URL after the main website URL. So that's what that is. Date. All the stuff you can change from here. So it's quite a lot for just a quick edit. Of course, to edit content, you have to go into the actual post to edit it. So the slug, as it was called, and it's kind of a cute name for it, is this part of the URL. Obviously, the beginning will always be the same, so it's this yellow highlighted part. That's the slug. And it's usually the title separated with hyphens. Of course, all in lowercase, separated with hyphens. Sometimes some of the words are left out, and sometimes it's good to remove some of the words because for example, Google automatically removes some words from searches unless you have quotes around your search. They will remove words that aren't used very much, like of, or for, or the, or with, or whatever. So this is probably a better URL as a short URL to keep all the potential search terms in. Now, Google ranks your page higher depending on how high on the page the search word is. Like if someone is searching for Muppets and Friends, this particular page might come up higher because it's absolutely first on the post than if it was a lot of text here and then the words Muppets and Friends came lower down on the page. Also, of course, they rank it higher if Happy Birthday was the search term, because Happy Birthday is in the title and it's also in the slug, or the URL. And um, hopefully we would have Happy Birthday somewhere in the body of the content of the page as well. So, headline and URL is probably the two most important things to have your potential keywords, search words shown in. And then repeating, how many times it's shown in the body is also important. So actually, something like this, repeating these words over and over again, but in different order or whatever, would potentially bring your site high on the search rankings. Of course, you would never want to do that because people will hate you if your site the content doesn't actually have any meaning. But if you are able to be clever enough with your typing skills to keep the body, meaning the text in the post, full with as many relevant words as possible and as concise as you can. That is also a reason that a website such as this, that will be mostly focusing on video footage, will also want to include text, even though probably the visitors to the site that come often enough will probably read the text less than they would actually watch the video. It's not for them you're adding the text, it's for the search engines so that they will rank your site higher, because you'll want to put a very clear description of what the video is for the search engines, because they can't rank your site high based on it having Danny Glover or what Mel Gibson in the movie, the Lethal Weapon movie, if you're showing that on your site, and someone was searching for Mel Gibson, the fact that he's in the video would not rank it high unless it said somewhere in text on the page that Mel Gibson was in the video. Hope you understand the point. Because the search engine can't see what the video is. Not yet, anyway. That might come in the future of search engines. Who knows? Right, so you always want to add text. I'm not sure how much they would penalize, a search engine will penalize you if you, for example, put a video first and then the text after. Probably not very much. So whether you put the text first and the video after, or the other way around, I doubt it matters very much as far as your ranking is concerned. So in this case, we'll put the video on top. So we type our video code in here, which I have shown you how to get in another video, the previous one to this. Basically, the short code for the video is always flow player, and then ID equals quotes. The only thing that will be unique for each video is the number. So we type in the number for the video we want in here, which you can get from this page that shows all of your videos. If you don't know the short code, you go there to pick it up. But if this site gets a lot of traffic and has a lot of links to it, then searching for Happy Birthday or Muppets would rank this page high up in searches. Okay, that's how you add a post. Of course, choosing the categories is important too, but we've already done that for this one. And then you publish. Once it's published, that's it. You can click on this link or this down here to view the post. It shows it as a visitor will see it. And then the video shows up. Here's the link to your post, which is linking to itself because this is the post. There's your video, which doesn't have much content because normally the first frame in the video will load as the preview image. That one, first frame was blank, I guess, so that's why it showed up that way. Yeah, for whatever reason. Anyway, here's the H3, the headline 3, and then here's the body text. Usually we'll have, hopefully have more than that. And then the comments start down here. And you can go, this is the newest, so you won't have any posting to the right, but to the left, you can click on these links to go back to previous posts. And if you go to the main page, which of course you can do by clicking the logo, or when you're logged in, clicking this, then you will see it here. However, since it doesn't have a feature image, which I'll show you about now, it won't show up in, it won't show up in the slider, and it won't show up here. So click on edit, and also where it does show up down here, it will only show the title as a link and not the, no, they won't show an image from the video. So click on browse the library, find the video or the image that matches your video best, or of course upload one. You basically you have to take a screenshot from somewhere in the middle of the video or somewhere where you think that makes a good splash image. Upload it. We've already uploaded these though, so we'll just choose one of these. Change the title if you want to from whatever the default is, and then insert that as the feature image. And then it shows up here after 2 or 3 seconds. There it is, under featured image. Then, of course, if you want to delete it, that's what you click. Then when you update the post, after adding the feature image, then it will suddenly now be the latest video in the slider. If you go back to the home page, this is it. First one is the latest. And down here, now it has an image. All right, that's it. Thanks.